Would you say when you were 18, you were kind of wishing for that blow up though?
I didn't start music till I was 27. And I grew up in an era where music means something, where albums told the story.
Who were you a fan of?
I'm a fan of Drake. I think he opened a lane in the game that allowed me to be able to come up.
I kind of want to talk about your tattoos, man.
This right here, the 1% on my hand, you always want to be 1% better than you were the day before.
Have you ever done a dating app or anything like that?
I'm a real big person on love who loves you. I'm good on all that pain and hurt that comes from trying to make a shoe fit on a foot that it ain't made for.
Bro, you keep dropping bombs so casually.
The operation will be dropping tonight at midnight.
July 13th.
3, 2, 1, blast off. Oh.
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
How's it going?
It's going good. I can't complain at all, to be honest with you, man.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. Bring the mic just a little bit closer.
Right there? How that is? We good?
That's perfect. I know you're used to mics, man. The music stuff, it exploded, you'd say, this past year and a half?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was the blow up?
I would definitely say, yeah, probably about the last year and a half. Fed Up being the one that really took us over the top.
Did you know it when you were recording it? Is it one of those?
Yeah, it was one of those where I knew it as soon as I wrote it.
So you write, so I feel like so many artists nowadays are doing like just punching in.
Mm-hmm.
And they just like freestyle completely. You're a writer, you're a storyteller, right?
Yeah, I'm a 100% writer. Can I punch in? Have I done it a couple times? Yeah, but my strength is definitely writing.
Yeah, and one thing you brought up, Fed Up, featuring Big Kuza. What I noticed is the music video. Mm-hmm. So many music videos nowadays are just nothing but like cinematic shots. You know, it has its place. Some music's meant for that. So dope videos, like Lyrical Lemonade, whatever. It was very storytelling. Like it followed the lyrics. And I was really excited when I saw that.
I mean, off rip, I'm 92Legend, so I'm a 90s baby. So in the era I grew up in, most videos were like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That I grew up in the time of Usher's Let It Burn and Confessions and Busta Rhymes and Missy Elliott, you know what I'm saying? Ludacris, where people's music videos were just as important as the song was. You know what I'm saying? Because they left, you remember, like, I remember watching Nelly and Kelly Rowland, right? You know what I'm saying? And the house scene and them flirting in the store and all that, like, okay. It brought the song to life, you know what I'm saying? So me now being in the music game, it only feels right to do it that way.
Right. I feel like K-pop does that really well. Are you pretty foreign to K-pop?
Yeah,
because I still am.
I'm not super tapped in, but I had to tune in and see what all the craze was about.
Listen, I got a girl, and she just likes K-pop. Girls love K-pop, bro. And you watch the music videos for K-pop music. Mm-hmm. The music videos are these cinematic, $1 million budget, like insane videos, choreography, storytelling, dialogue, movie scenes. And I'm like, K-pop gets millions and millions of views. That's why they're exploding, you know?
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like sometimes in order to get to that point where most people want to be in this game, you have to be more than just the music, right? I feel like you have to give your fans something they can attach to, some real substance. So when you're able to give them a video that they not only like, oh, I like this song, but the video is like, I felt like that was me I was watching. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I feel like then that just takes you to a much deeper bond with your fan base. That's
dope, man. And a music video is good when instead of listening it on Spotify or Apple, you go to YouTube for once, twice, 3 times and watch the video and listen to it.
You feel me? Like that right there for me is the best feeling, because shout out to the boys, Brugo, Beans, Bill Entertainment. But just from the moment I made the song, I had a certain vision for the video, and they had the ability to bring it to life. And not only were they able to bring it to life, but they were able to bring it to life with it starring my own sister. You know what I'm saying? So,
oh, dope.
Yeah,
cool.
So you feel what I'm saying? And like to have my boy Drippy there, just to have my team make a video that, for us, that was the first video that ever had 1 million views, right? We almost at 2 million now, but to be able to share that moment with our team and keep everything in-house, that just gives it that little more, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's just really the cherry on the top, you feel what I'm saying? So for me, that video will always have a special place in my heart.
Dope. I said this off camera. But congratulations, man.
I appreciate
like
that,
the streams. I mean, we're talking upwards of a lot of songs approaching 10 million, and the music video with 1.9 for Fed Up. Those are loaded numbers, and with music, it's just great seeing someone so close to town doing so good. And I mean, you and Big Kuza are kind of doing it the new age way with the reels, the TikToks, social media presence, people actually knowing you. What's your to-do list as you explode like this?
I mean, for us, the biggest thing is we're appreciative for the platform. You know what I'm saying? We're appreciative that the game has changed in a way that allows us to win independently. You know what I'm saying? At one point, people were selling mixtapes out the back of their trunk. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of dead and gone. So for us to have that ability where it's like, you can be as big as you want to be according to how hard you're willing to work for it. Me, I'm a dog. You know what I'm saying? Work ethic is all I know. You know what I'm saying? From sports and all the way up. So, you know what I'm saying? So right now it's like for us, a normal day for us, man, we gonna wake up by 8:00, take my son to the daycare. And from that point on, it's game time. From that point on, I'm consuming content. Okay, what's going on social media? What's the current events? Any breaking news? Anything crazy going on? All right, cool. That's done. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty much like how a person read the paper in the morning. I'm gonna do that first. Cool. After that, you know what I'm saying? Me and Pitho, we gonna lock in. We gonna hit the gym. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna hit the gym. Got to keep that physical health is just important as anything else. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? That for us, having our bodies feel good makes it a lot easier to push through on those days when you don't want to do this. You know what I'm saying? So we hit the gym. From the gym, after the gym, it's game time. It's time to shoot content. It's time to hit the studio. We got to edit content. We edit all our own content. You know what I'm saying? So, that's a process in itself. And then pretty much we shoot and editing content. From there, once all that's done, we hit the studio for the day, knock out the studio. Once the studio done, back to the crib. The way TikTok set up now, you got to go live. So, probably get on live, go live for a couple hours.
What are you doing there?
On live, my thing is I like to bond with my fans because I get a lot of comments. I'm on 4 different platforms, you know what I'm saying, posting every day. So I'm not able to comment every single individual person back. You know what I'm saying? And that really bothers me because I'm really for my fans. So I like to get on live and interact with them. How y'all doing today? What y'all got going on? Talk to me. What's up? You know what I'm saying? What y'all going through? And then, preview some new music. I like to preview music they can't hear. You know what I'm saying? I like to be able to have that time with them where we're doing something that you can't do normally. You know what I'm saying? You can listen to everything else that's already out. So I feel like live is a good time to preview new music, you know what I'm saying? And just really just get to know the fans on a more like one-on-one basis.
Yeah, it's a lot more personal. And, when you are a fan of somebody, and they take the time out of their day to talk to you or comment back to you, it can really flip a switch where you go, oh yeah, 92Legend, look at this guy. It's word of mouth. People are going to start sharing you.
Yeah.
So you got to be tapped in with the fans for sure.
Facts. And I love it for that reason. It's like, because I know me, the beauty of it is I come from being a fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm just now getting to this level where my idols are becoming my peers. You know what I'm saying? So I know how it feels when you get on live. It's like, hey, what's up? And they actually take the time to say something. It makes you feel, you know what I'm saying? Makes you feel that connection, makes you feel like you're worth it. So I love to be able to give back, that same feeling to my fans.
Yeah, bro. That's the way to do it. You just got to connect with them. Who were you a fan of, specifically growing up, going through your career?
I mean, so me being raised by a single mom, R&B was definitely the go-to genre in the car, you know what I'm saying? Back in them CD days. So
your mom put you on?
Yeah, mom put me on everybody.
Nice.
Mom put me on Keith Sweat, mom put me on Avant, mom put me on Usher, you know what I'm saying? DMX. Trick Daddy don't matter. I got my music taste from my mom. It's no doubt about that. But once again, because of that, I have such a deep-rooted connection to R&B and songs that are sentimental and songs that actually matter and make you feel something, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like everybody else, though. I love a good club banger, you know what I'm saying? I love a good turn-up song, but at the end of the day, I like to listen to music that is currently that goes with where I'm at in life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like my biggest thing, I'm a fan of Drake all day, every day. I think he opened a lane in the game that allowed me to be able to come up. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I feel like in the rap lane, most guys weren't talking about their feelings. You know what I'm saying? So from that point of Take Care on, he gave us that ability to kind of be like, hey, I got feelings too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm a huge Drake fan.
And he was especially back then. I remember, wasn't Drake kind of clowned a little bit by the rap
he definitely
game?
was. He
talking
definitely
about how
was.
he was too soft.
Yeah, he cried too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, for shit show.
And yeah, I remember him being called a singer like back in the early 2000s. People like, he's not a rapper, he's a singer. Like,
and that's the beauty of it. That's how we literally watched the game change. He opened the door for melodic rap.
Yeah, because you're a singer, bro. You definitely sing.
Yeah,
and you rap. I mean, I've seen you do both. I did a deep dive on you. I pretty much almost listened to every track you have in the past week.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. I like to do my studying for the shows. But you're a singer, bro. You got the pipes.
I personally am just not getting to where I feel like I accept that.
Okay.
But you know, coming in the game, I definitely felt as if I was a rapper until I found my sound, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Once I realized like, okay, I can do what everybody else does and da-da-da-da-da, you know what I'm saying? But that don't make me feel the same way I feel when I'm able to just, you know what I'm saying, let it out. You know what I'm saying? So I guess you could say that now.
I mean, being like good at singing and rapping, it's good because you can make a good chorus and then you can hop right back into the verse.
Yeah.
You know, you can make a singing chorus. It's good. You don't need a feature on it.
Yeah. It's like you featuring you. What Drake said, Drake featuring Drake. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? That it is beautiful. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just, I think at this point they need to start opening more of the genre up from just this is rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like we kind of get stuck in the category where we don't really fit in per se. It's not fully R&B. It's not fully rap. I feel like that melodic lane is where like it should actually be put in. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, would you say kind of like, is Rod, what would you consider Rod Wave's music?
I would consider Rod Wave in that melodic, right there. Like I consider this like alternative hip hop.
Okay.
Almost. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's kind of, it's on the fence. It's too gray to call it black and white. You know what I'm saying?
Well, dope, man. I kind of want to go back to square one because you said you were raised by a single mother. You grew up here in Florida.
Yeah.
So childhood, what was your childhood like?
I mean, so pretty much my childhood, unfortunately, was stereotypical for the most part. My mom had me when she was like 18. You know what I'm saying? Fresh out of high school. About 2 years after my mom had me, my dad got locked up for attempted murder. So he was gone for the next 16 plus years. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Having a single mom, fresh out of high school, trying to make ends meet, I ended up actually being raised by my grandma most of my life. I was with my grandma from like 2 to about 12, 14, around there. I got a little too out of hand, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Grandma couldn't keep up with me no more, so I went with my mom from that point on. But yeah, I was raised by my grandma.
That's a beautiful thing. I feel like grandmas always they step in.
They do.
You hear that you hear that story, you know, when a single mother straight out of high school, it's hard. It's hard, bro. When I was 18, I couldn't imagine having a kid and trying to especially support them single-handedly, bro.
Listen, I was mad about my mom for a lot of things in life until I had my own kid. And it was like, on second hand, I don't know how you did it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, that kid stuff at a young age, it ain't fun. It can't be.
That's a beautiful thing. Because I mean, still to this day for me, I don't have any kids yet. But like I know my parents say, you know, when you have a kid, you'll understand, you'll know. And you know, we're reluctant. We're young adults, teenagers. Just let me go. Let me go. You know, do what I want. That's a beautiful thing. I feel like people grow up and then they finally figure it out.
Yeah.
So how many kids you got right now?
I got one.
Okay.
I got one. I think I'm one and done. I don't know yet, but it's looking like it.
We'll find out.
Yeah. Ain't nothing guaranteed, but I ain't in no rush, that's for sure.
Well, with this, all your work set and making it in the game, coming from 0 followers in a place that's not known for music, at least on a broad scale, balancing your kid with that, how has that been for you, being a dad?
I would be honest. He's probably been the biggest motivation. He adds more gasoline to the fire than anybody, because when it comes to him, it's all about setting an example. I think the best thing I learned early on as a parent is that kids don't listen to their parents; they imitate their parents.
Wow.
So once that kind of clicked in my brain, like no matter what I say to him, he's going to do what I do. Then it's like, okay, cool. If that's the case, watch me work. Watch me do the impossible. Because if I can do the impossible, so can you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that was my biggest motivator there was, because it's like, man, I need this kid to know that if you can think it, you can make it happen.
I feel like that's a good way to teach anybody anything, let alone be a father, to just lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
plus, like I said, I didn't have a dad, so man, I get to do everything that I ever wanted, you know what I'm saying, myself. So for me, it's a full circle moment. It's just like, okay, so I might not know what it feels like, but you get to have something in life I never had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I love that shit. I love being a dad. Dad only comes second to my purpose, which is this music shit. But I love that kid more than anything in this world.
Yeah. This episode is sponsored by Rebel. Rebel has a smell-proof bag that's not only smell-proof, but it comes with a built-in rolling tray. We got 4 Ziploc baggies, a UV glass stash jar, and two doob tubes. Not only does it have all of those accessories and is completely smell-proof, it also has a TSA grade combination lock, so no one can open this unless you want them to. You'd have to tell them their code. My code's 000 because I'm an idiot. We love this bag. This bag is literally the best. We use it everywhere. Mr. Go Get the Gas uses it. And not only that, you know we're all about saving money. We got a code for you. WETSLAP10 for 10% off your purchase. WETSLAP10. Also, there's a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like the bag, send it back. You will love the bag. Also, there's a lifetime warranty. If something happens with the bag, you let them know. They'll take care of you. These are selling fast. We have this ad read a lot. These are flying off the shelves. If they're on shelves, they might not be on shelves. They might be on a floor or in a box. They're flying out of a box. Thank you, Rebel, for sponsoring this episode. As always, love you guys. Back to the program. So when did your paths cross with Big Kuza?
Me and Kuza crossed paths all the way back in 2012. A girl I was dating at the time was best friends with Kuza.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
And like me and her, you know what I'm saying? She used to always bring up my best friend, you know what I'm saying?
Let me meet this guy.
Yeah. Like,
who's Kuza?
For real, who is this? You feel me? Like, where I'm from, girls don't have got best friends. Definitely not back then, you know what I'm saying? But that was all God, because that girl, I ain't talked to her who else how long, but Kuza from that moment on, when we met through her. Me and her probably didn't make it no more than probably about 6 more months, but me and Kuza had already had that bond. Our connection was already solidified. So eventually we cut her out of the circle. It was just me and Kuza.
I feel like that's a kind of a common story. Like sometimes the guy best friend really is cool.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay, bet. And it's there's so many funny things to say, like funny stories that could happen. But usually the two guys, like my girl has a bunch of guy friends from high school. They have like this friend group.
Mm-hmm.
And now the friend group low-key likes me more, and like we like it. You know what I'm saying?
You
like,
feel me? Yeah, be like that.
We'll go downtown. They're,
yeah, be
they
like
text
that.
me.
Hey,
but
I'm not. If it wasn't for that girl in Kuza, I wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah, something's weird about men where I feel like if we don't know each other, we don't care about fucking each other over. But when you know somebody personally, just a weird thought. When men know each other personally, it's like I would never fuck them over. I feel like men are pretty loyal to other men.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like a camaraderie. It's like it's we got this whole unspoken
handshake.
Exactly,
it's like
unwritten rules that we all try our best to live by. And some people can't, so we don't. You know what I'm saying? They don't got a lot of. But most people, most guys I know, you know what I'm saying, that's in the group, we stick by that unwritten rule book.
Mm-hmm. So your hometown, Lakeland, right?
Mm-hmm.
With everything that's blowing up, are people backing you in the city? Are people kind of being a little zealous, jealous, tearing you down? Or what's Lakeland like right now for you?
I mean, right now the city's kind of catching up with the world. I kind of took the Russ method where I didn't blow up home first and then go out. I kind of took over the world first and then came back home.
I see.
So like, because of how TikTok was and how it branched out and brought your community to you, most people in my hometown didn't even know I was making music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By the time my city caught up with the wave of TikTok, we was already, you know what I'm saying? We was already cooking. So, I mean, I get some love. But I don't think it's at the level it will be once they realize what we have going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And was TikTok kind of the deciding thing that made it really real for you at first?
Yeah. So
did TikTok blow first?
TikTok was we actually started off on Clubhouse back when like Clubhouse was invite only and it was such a coveted, thing. And a lot of people was like, hey, get on Clubhouse. They have like music competitions and people are getting signed on Clubhouse and you know what I'm saying? So
was that real?
I don't know.
He's like, I wasn't in the house.
Yeah, I mean, from what I heard, you know what I'm saying? I heard people, I ain't never seen nothing. But the good thing was when we got in the competitions, because it was me, Kuza, and our homeboy Rico Fly. We used to get in the competitions and play our music or whatever, and the judges would love it. And we would win contests and people, you know what I'm saying? We would get recognition for it. But every time we would play a song, and we'd get feedback or people would say something, they would all say, I'll put this on TikTok. If I was you, I'll put that on TikTok. If I was you, I'll put that on TikTok. So eventually got to the point where it was like, all right, bro, I guess, you know what I'm saying, let's put it on TikTok. And because of, this guy over here, Pitho, you feel me? Pitho and Shine, they was already on TikTok and it was he already had like 20,000 followers. And it was like, I come from Instagram. 20,000 followers.
That's a year of grinding.
You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, what is this app that people have 20,000 followers on from where I'm from? You know what I'm saying? And, so pretty much we started on that and we would just, I kind of I'm a real big research person. I'm what I call a research junkie. I got to know all I can know before I even put my foot in the pool. You know what I'm saying? So
you look it over.
I study everything. You know what I'm saying? I got to have a game plan before I approach it. You know what I'm saying? So I started studying TikTokers and okay, this person got this many followers. What are they doing? And this person has this and what are they doing? And what we end up doing is Pitho showed me this girl and I cannot think of her name right now, but it was this girl and she was like a dancer, but her content looked like nobody else's. And you could tell that she had a professional camera. You just couldn't tell everything else. You just knew it was a camera. You didn't know what camera. You didn't know nothing other than...
Because everybody's recording on iPhones for TikTok.
Yes.
And when you see something about, you're like, let me watch a little bit longer.
Exactly,
let me see what's going on.
So Pitho was like, hey, look at this. She was the first person, because most people like to gatekeep. If it's working for me, I don't want to tell nobody else because I want to keep working for me. But she actually had the link in her bio to the camera and the lens she was using.
And she better have a, code for that. She better get paid for that.
I think she did. I think she had to. I think she had like an Amazon
affiliate link.
Affiliate link. Yeah. So from that point, it's like, okay, I know I know how to get in the game, and I know how to come in the game differently than everybody else. We're gonna go that route. So before we go and do that, Fulio from Jacksonville, he dropped a song, but when he dropped the song, it was like lyrics on the screen. Like he did like a in studio performance. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like I ain't seen nothing like that.
And it's simple, it's doable. Mm-hmm. It's not like there's no edit, there's not crazy transitions.
So I was like, bro, I think that'd go tough for like one of my songs. So me and Pitho, we took the trip to Gainesville to go shoot with Shooters Touch Films up there. Because he had also did some stuff from Rod Wave. We met him on Clubhouse too. So we go up there to do the live studio performance with him. And we go up there, you know what I'm saying? I got the jitters, but me and Pitho, we knock it out. We head back home. I'm gonna be honest, I ain't in love with the video. I really like it. I'm cringing because it's like, it's me without auto-tune. And that's not normally, you know what I'm saying, what I'm used to. And I know I show a couple of the team. They're like, bro, that's hard. I'm like, all right, I guess. So it's like it's like 10 o'clock at night one night. You know what I'm saying? I'm up late. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna put this shit on TikTok and call it a night. I put it on TikTok. I go to sleep. I roll over the next morning. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. My phone's going crazy.
From the first video.
Bro, no, lyrics? Yes, from the first video with lyrics. So I'm like, bro, what is going on? I look over and it has 500,000 views.
Damn. Wait, your first video had 500,000?
Yeah, bro. The first one that blew up, because we had other videos that did well, but that was the first one that I would say I was probably like 8 videos in. I hadn't been in that long. Like,
bro, you're an industry plant.
Somebody
was like, there's no way. How the fuck?
Real shit though, bro. It was crazy because seeing that, it made it real. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? From that moment on, it was like, okay, this is possible. I'm not just watching 500,000 views. Oh, I got it now. And it's like, okay, cool. How do I do it again? Because you get this, that hit of dopamine you get from all those comments and all those followers and all that, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm a guy, I'm real big on numbers. So like I check my Apple artists, my Spotify for artists, my YouTube studios. I check all that every day. So like I blow up and then like I'm checking and like 2 days later, I see what that has done to the numbers. And from there on, it was like, okay, how do I recreate this?
Yeah.
How do I do it again?
And you were able to pretty quickly?
Nah.
Or was it a struggle? Because you get that hitter and then you start to try to catch wind with it and you're like, fuck, nothing's popping. It's a scary, anxious feeling sometimes.
It was. And that's exactly where we were after that point, because it was like, okay, maybe it's that part of the song. So we do that part of the song. Nope, that doesn't work. Right. Okay. Maybe it's this, and then that doesn't work. Okay, maybe it was. You know what I'm saying? And you're just trial and error. You know what I'm saying? It's trying to figure out, what did I do? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did I get it right?
Because there's a lot of, I mean, we all make good videos, right? You'll make a good video and then it doesn't really do nothing. You're like, shit, that was good. Mm-hmm. There's no way, you just got to keep trial and error. It's always the ones you don't expect. It's like the ones that you love and you fall in love with just won't do nothing. It's weird. It's interesting.
It is.
The algorithm,
but I love it because it's all a learning experience. You know what I'm saying? I love you in those moments. You learn to stay level headed, because if you get too high, when those lows hit, you're gonna get way too low. So
I say that all the time.
Yeah. I would definitely say I'm a huge fan of social media. I know some people hate it. I love it, but you do have to watch your mental health when you're on social media. As a content creator, a lot of people are like, oh, well, why, you make money from da-da-da-da-da. You shouldn't have any complaints. But it's like, you burn out, you know what I'm saying? You get discouraged. You it's a lot of self-accountability and self-awareness that's involved. So, you know what I'm saying? So like when you do have those moments where it takes off, the first thing that comes to your head is how to do it again. And then how long can I sustain this before I have to switch it up and find the next thing? So it's that constantly, I posted, but okay, it did good. And then that one time you post and it doesn't, and then it's like, okay, well, that wave's over, back to the drawing board. Yeah. So, it has its pros and its cons.
When you say, you never want to get too high, you never want to get too low, you want to stay in a happy medium. It's hard to do that. And the way to do it is to become kind of numb to the numbers you are getting when you are a content creator and you got videos popping, promoting the music. Like sometimes, I just had a clip from the No Femur kid that just got 500,000 on TikTok, and it was a very like niche clip. Usually not super niche clips get 500K. Mm-hmm. And if I told my 16-year-old self that I got 500K on the last podcast I did when I'm 23, I'd probably
be stoked.
What the fuck? Mm-hmm. Dude, did you have a Lamborghini yet? Like, what are you driving?
For real.
Well, let's get on that topic, man. I feel like views, people think you have money because you have all these views. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I barely made money off the views. Like,
yeah.
People see 500K and they go, shit, you just made insane bank. It's a couple hundred if you post it on the right platform.
Yeah, if you post it on the right platform.
Yeah.
Because if they beat you to it on other platforms, that's their money.
Yeah.
That's the downside of this game. Mm-hmm. But, For us, it was always early on. It was trying to figure out how to monetize it. When we first started, we had Sean had 800,000 followers. Pito had 300,000. Drippy had 200,000. Kuza had 3. I had 2. Everybody had followers, but we were all trying to figure out, okay, now where's the money?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
The business aspect. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, especially with TikTok. TikTok had the creator marketplace, which you know what I'm saying. You make a couple pennies, but you weren't making any real money. So that's probably one of the hardest things of being a content creator is how to monetize the views.
I saw this clip saying how content creators need to and should get paid better by brands and the advertisers. We're quite literally advertisers. When you post a video, social media is paying you because you're advertising their platform and advertising their advertisers, their commercials on their platform. This clip was saying how content creators get treated too roughly. Like, one, if you're getting no motion, people bully you and like make you sound stupid, make you look stupid. And then when you do make it, you get paid, very low amount unless you unlock that business side and you really get that growth. Are you signed right now? I saw you made a video in May.
So yeah, I signed an exclusive licensing agreement, or as most people would call it, I signed a distribution deal.
Okay. What's so for the people at home and for myself, what's the difference between like working with a label and then the licensing agreement you just
so I mean, the old way of doing it was you sign to a record label and pretty much they take over for you from there. They handle all the ins and outs. You just make the music. They're going to do your marketing. They're going to go get you the deals, and they're going to put you on radio. They're going to put all the money that you need behind you.
But they take the cut.
But they take everything. They take everything from that point on. That you pretty much you sign them your likeness. You sign them your name. Only money you're going to get is from whatever shows or things you find out outside the deal. And that's the beauty of the game now, because of the exclusive licensing agreements and the distribution deals. Now the artist has the control. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I mean, I don't care how you cut the pie. If the artist isn't doing what an artist does.
Sorry, 1 second.
Okay. But the beauty of it is, at the end of the day, no matter how you cut the pie, without the artist, there's no money to be made, right? So yes, the label might invest into you, but if the artist isn't any good, nobody's getting any money either way it goes. You know what I'm saying? If the work isn't good. So that's the beauty of how it is now. Like, for example, I have a distribution deal. I still drop when I want to. I still have full control over the content, and I get to do it my way. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But at the same time, they give me the assistance on the back end to be able to get the resources I need to grow as well. You know what I'm saying? So technically, I'm still independent, but now I have them to help me out with the Spotify playlist. As an independent person, I might not be able to get in touch with some of the higher ups in the company that they have those relationships with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or the Apple playlist. They give you the backing to now, yes, they're going to make their cut, but they're not taking the whole pie. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a partnership now. And that's the beauty of it. With it being a partnership, it's less harmful for me as an artist long term. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I haven't lost my creative control. I haven't lost my ability to do what I want to do. I'm going to be able to give a lot more. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to put out a lot more.
That's awesome. That I feel like, I mean, would you say signing with a label sometimes is almost kind of similar to selling out? Like being like, okay, I don't want to put in the extra work to be me and be on my own and collect all my 100%. I want to sell out and have other people do my work, and I'll just be the face.
I mean, I feel like it's one of those things where it's kind of if the shoe fits. It's kind of
to each their own.
Exactly. I don't think it's a one way in this game for everybody, right? Because everybody isn't made to do it Russ's way. Like, I know I'm a huge believer in Russ. A lot of things he's done and talked about in blueprints, I've adapted to my own strategy of getting it and making it. And then you got your little Russells, and you have like me and Big Kuzas. But I don't think if everybody had to go this route, I don't think everybody would make it. You know what I'm saying? I think some people do need that help, right? Like a person like a Summer Walker, right? Where you're an introvert, but you're more talented than half of the world.
Yeah, Summer Walker. Wow, she's good, bro.
She's good, right?
She's
but
good.
she doesn't have that ability to do what me and Kuza does. She, you know what I'm saying? She doesn't.
I couldn't imagine Summer Walker making a real. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even when she talks about herself, about her fans, and how she just doesn't like to do shows and feel like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, that doesn't mean that she doesn't deserve her chance or her shot. The world should not be able to not hear her because, oh, she didn't want to do it independently. The label gave her that edge she needed.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And sometimes that's how it is. And then even on the other end, it's the financial side. On the label side, there's a lot of money in them banks. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't want to wait 4 or 5 years of grinding to get the payday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some people got bills right now that need to be paid, or they got a homie who needs a lawyer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So sometimes I just think it depends on the person and the situation.
Right, because they have the capital. The label has the capital.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to wait a year to get a loan or make some money or borrow, you know?
Exactly. And even with us, like, I mean, we've been making great money off this music shit for years now, but I signed the deal so I could get a lump sum.
Nice.
I wanted an advance so that I could speed up the process of where we were at.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? So I think, like I said, at the end of the day, independent or not independent, neither way really makes a difference if it's work ethic.
Yeah.
If you sign to a label and you work your ass off, you're going to be big boy of the block. If you're independent and you work your ass off, you're going to be a big boy on the block. But both sides, if you're not willing to work, you're not going to go either way, either a label or no label.
Yeah, sometimes I think with the show, you know, this is independent. This is all, you know, ran by me pretty much. I have a full-time editor, but I'm the one posting. I'm the one captioning. And the show game, like people like Barstool or people like Full Send or maybe even like Logan Paul with Impulsive, they'll get a sister show, or somebody like Barstool will just have you as one of their shows in their playlist. Mm. But then they'll collect a lump sum of everything the show earns. They make 100% merchandising, and then all the other money you get is going to do other outside things. So I kind of relate where with the podcast, like getting bigger guests, I could get Usher, you know, if I sold out to some of the biggest shows, if they reached out to me. But then there's that split decision where you go, do I wait 30 years to have 92 back on when he has more hits than Usher? You know what I'm saying? Do I invest in myself or do I sell?
Yeah.
That's a hard decision. That's a hard decision if it came down to it.
It really is. It really is. I can't even sit here and say that 2 years ago if a label would have came along and be like, hey, here's $1 million, give us everything. I can't sit here and say without a doubt I would say no.
Yeah. So I kind of want to talk about your tattoos, man, because you're tatted up. What age did you get tatted up?
I got my first tat when I was 17.
Damn. Which one?
On my chest. I got my mom's name.
Gotcha. It's a beautiful thing, bro.
Yeah.
With some of the other tats, I mean, I see a lot of it's art, but is there any ones that you would like to bring up that mean something to you?
Yeah, I got a couple that mean something to me. Like this right here, the 1% on my hand.
Yeah.
That means so much because I'm a 1%er. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of the 1% in the entire world that makes as much money as I make. I'm in the shape I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm as educated as I am. So that's real big. And then on top of that, you always want to be 1% better than you were the day before. I live by that. You know what I'm saying? I really think that greatness is in you. I don't think anybody's born great. I think greatness is in you. Wow. And if you can tap into your own self-awareness and your own ability to self-regulate, anybody can make it anywhere. So that 1% to me is a constant reminder that, yeah, you're not perfect, but you can do better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
When you're in constant progression like that, it's really hard to get thrown off your horse. Like when you truly are getting 1% better every day, and habits are compiling and your work ethic is staying tight, your motivation's staying there, it's really hard to get in a bad mood, bro.
It is. But the downside of that is you start to eliminate a lot of people in life who can't keep up.
Wow. You just dropped a bomb right there. Because there is a point where, especially when you grow up and as a young adult, some friends go a different way. And then, but you're so tight knit on this path and it's so important to you that it's all love. But it's like, I can't hang out with y'all. I can't sit here. I can't get tied up in this. Bro, you dropped a bomb right there, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, to me, I consider myself really open-minded. I'm a free mind.
Okay.
I don't really, you know what I'm saying? I like to try to look at things from as many different angles as possible. So one thing I've come to accept in life is everything has its pros and cons. It don't matter what it is. Everything has some good and some bad to it, right? So it's like, yeah, with the work ethic, you know what I'm saying? We're getting the money now and it feels good and we have the influence. And the beauty of it is for me is with the work ethic and the influence and all of that, we have the intention of making the world a better place. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like for us, this is our true purpose. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, music is a good catalyst for, you know what I'm saying, getting us to where we want to go, but it's only a small portion of what we can really do to change the world. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, I know we have the work ethic, right? And we have the routine, but because of that, some of the closest people that I've loved in life are nowhere to be seen anymore. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still human at the end of the day, so it's kind of like, damn.
Yeah.
Was it worth the trade-off? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And at the end of the day, yes, but I don't, you know what I'm saying? It still is going to eat at you. It still hurts sometimes, but you know what I'm saying? That's just the reality of life.
Yeah. Another harsh reality is like, okay, music, podcasts, personal relationships, your girl, fitness, money, all these things. You want to do all of them, right? It's like, I'm going to balance everything. I'm going to do a bunch of shit every day to make sure I keep up. To be honest, you got to pick two.
Yeah.
You got to pick two.
Really lock
it's either going to be your girl and the podcast or the music, or it's going to be no girl. It's going to be podcast and music, or you got to pick something. You want fitness? Okay, you can balance that, but you're not going to be no bodybuilder guy or physique or have a beautiful physique if you're balancing a podcast, a girl, friendships, music. You got to pick two.
It's a lot on your plate. And that's why, once again, it's why I don't judge people, bro. Big, skinny, you know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, because it's a reason why you're how you are. In the perfect world, if we could all do what we want to do, you know what I'm saying? It'd be a total different place. But when you're working a 9 to 5 and you're 3 kids in, and you know what I'm saying, it's kind of hard to be like, okay, why are you not also going to the gym? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why are you also, you're not eating healthy? I ain't got time to eat healthy. You know what I'm saying? So, and that once again, I just love how my life has been because I've got to grow up with so many different types of people that were still good people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? None of us look alike. Everybody was a different way, had their own, you know, characteristics, but they were all good people. You know what I'm saying? So being able to be like, you know what I'm saying, see that firsthand, it makes me a lot more accepting growing up of not being like, oh, you're like this. Hey, man, listen. The chubby Latino lady that lived next door to me made the best empanadas I ever had in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know what I'm saying?
Being accepted's huge. And it makes, being accepting will make your life so much better and more stress-free.
You feel me? Listen, I got my own skeletons in my closet. Right. I cannot judge you for yours. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, listen, my biggest thing though, even with the tattoos, I have the serenity prayer. That's the big thing for me is controlling what you can, let go of what you can't.
That's hard. Yeah.
I think that right there, especially in this social media game, in this music game, in the game of life, the ability to detach from things that I have no control over have saved me hours and hours and hours of like self-inflicted depression and pain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just that right there, is it easy to admit that, you know what I'm saying, that the only thing you can control is how you think? Nah, so you want to feel like I can do it all, but that serenity prayer is a constant reminder of that. And then I have my son's birthday, the day that changed my life, gave me the motivation. I have Ohana because I'm real big on family. My nieces, my nephews, my sisters, family's everything. And then I have my auntie Tandy on my shoulder. I have my guardian angel who represents my auntie Tandy with a pink butterfly because my grandma died from cancer.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, hey man, it's life, you know what I'm saying? But my every tattoo has a meaning. It's not a tattoo I have on my body that I got just because I thought it was cool.
I feel like music is often an escape or a way to express yourself. Do you notice, especially with the type of music you make, do you notice yourself feeling better, kind of just like laying it out in the studio and getting it out there?
You know what's crazy? Yes and no. Yes and no. And this is the crazy part about being a musician that most people I know for a fact don't understand is when you make the kind of music in my lane is raw wave and Kuzas, and when you make that emotional music that talks about pain, you oftentimes live in that pain. So I try to tell people, like, even for myself, like my bread and butter is relatable music. It's the pain music. It's the struggle music. It's the triumphs once you overcome. But because I make that type of music, sometimes I find myself outside of the studio being more depressed or being more sad because I'm living in those memories and in those times so much to get out the words that sometimes it's not as a stress relief as you would want it to be. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's like, I don't want to talk about that shit no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. Because you're kind of like basking in it. Sometimes you got to catch yourself when you're like sad or depressed. You got some mental health going on. Often as humans, we'll catch ourselves basking in it and kind of just soaking it in. And then you're like, fuck, man, it's been 3 days that I've been soaking this in. I got to eat better.
Yeah,
I got to get out there. Like,
but then at the same time, it's like you're making a heartbreak album. So I can only
so basking in it.
You get what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like it's a very difficult place to be in sometimes.
People, I mean, some artists, like even way back in the day, I can't name them, but I know a lot of artists were just fucking scarred, man.
Kurt Cobain, Juice WRLD. Like, to a certain point, it's like, yeah, you're getting you to certain people. It's like, yes, I'm venting and I'm letting it out and I'm not holding in. But it's at the same time, it's like, but I'm making my money by living here. I'm making a living and my dreams are coming true because I live in the sadness and I'm constantly talking about it. So it's like, it's a very, very thin line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, at the end of the day, I love what I do. I'm not by no means, shape, and form am I, you know what I'm saying, like complaining at all. But I don't think a lot of people realize, as an artist who makes that heartfelt music, it carries a toll on you.
Gotcha. Yeah, I feel like at the beginning of this year, just to be completely transparent with you and the audience, the beginning of this year was probably, a couple of outside things, and also just my mental health really was kind of at an all-time peak, where I've always been a stronger guy when it comes to being able to deal with things, think them out, control what I can't control what I can't. Philosophy, philanthropy, focusing on that shit. I've always been well versed. The beginning of this year, that shit kind of like shut off. Couple reasons, and then also I was just basking in it, and I had some other shit fall through. But then, I'm slightly religious. I will say I feel like God was trying to tell me something, because also at the beginning of this year, I had my biggest episodes. I had 3 top episodes in a row. I had something trending. I had something else. Like, I'm losing so hard in my soul, but I'm winning with all these material things. And I'm like, am I on the precipice of something that, like, is there a life decision? I can go one way and go the other way. It was really weird. It was really flipped. I felt soulless, but I was having my best success. And that's a weird spot to be in. But anyways, yeah, just to be candid, that the beginning of this year was like that. And now we're 7 months in. I'm a lot more leveled. It's a lot more like last year. But the success is, toned down a little bit. I'm like, that's weird. It's weird how that works.
It's definitely a trade-off there. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a trade-off. For myself, like, this tattoo here means reborn. I'm a suicide survivor. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
I attempted, you know what I'm saying?
Congrats for being here, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. And this, we talking about like 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's like, all the music, all the songs I made, all the people I've touched, all that goes out the window if I don't, you know what I'm saying, if I go through. So that mental battle is everything. And I think it's everything for everybody, whether people want to admit it or not. if winning that mental battle on a daily basis is hard enough.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So
yeah, some people are living that.
yeah, you get
when
what
you
I'm
walk
saying?
by somebody's living that.
Somebody they are, and some people live in a nightmare, whether they show it on the outside or not. You know what I'm saying? So I always tell people, bro, put yourself first. No matter what's going on in life, you have to put yourself first, and that's not selfish. I don't think that's selfish at all. It's selfish. It's more selfish to put other people first, and then they have to deal with you breaking and picking up your pieces than if you just keep it together in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm really big on that, because in this success game, that, like you said, a lot of the times you're going to be winning, you know what I'm saying, in one direction, but it's a whole nother battle going on somewhere else. And that's always how it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? Because life isn't perfect. So it's like you have to be willing to take the wins with the losses.
When I see those freak out videos on like TMZ of an artist or an actor like freaking out on somebody in public or doing, cursing out a paparazzi or doing whatever, I'm like, y'all know what their life is? They can't go to a coffee shop and have a normal conversation with the barista. Like, their life is nothing but fame, and they might not even know themselves, and they might have a deep, dark secret that they can't let the world know. Like, let them, like, let's judge people, but let's also remember that they're human. So, Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
He says this beautiful thing, and it really puts it in perspective. In fact, it's kind of like the definition of perspective. Say somebody wrongs you, and it's hard to think this, but if you were that person in this life, if you were them, you would have done the same thing. Whatever they've been through, whatever they've been thinking, it's nothing on you. It's not your reality. It's nothing you did. It's them. It's something that happened to them. It's the way they think. You would be them in a different life. There's some things that are hard to forgive and you can never forgive. That's what makes existing in this world crazy. But you just gotta remember that you could be them.
Yeah. I mean, me, I'm one of my biggest strengths is I'm extremely empathetic. So I'm really good at putting myself in other people's shoes. It has its good and bad.
Dude, you have you have warmth. I'll tell you, I just met you today, but you have warmth, and for some reason I do feel understood. Yeah. Just talking to you. Like, you do have an empathetic thing. I can palpate it, bro. I can feel it. Yeah.
It's crazy because I've been like this all my life, and for the longest I thought something was wrong with me. And it's crazy as a kid, the things that you thought are weird or people make fun of you or that make you different as you get older end up being the things that separate you from the pack.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
But even with my music, once again, same thing. I love it because I can be at home and my life can be perfectly good, but you feel me? Pito might be going through something. And I can write that down. And now the song's out there that can help other people. You know what I'm saying? It might not necessarily came from me, but what he was going through, and I could feel that. I could feel it. You know what I'm saying? So once again, just like everything else, bro, it's good and it's bad. It's good and it's bad. I love it personally because it keeps me from being arrogant. It keeps me humble. You know what I'm saying? It keeps me from being too big-headed because I know where I came from. You know what I'm saying? I know what I've been through. So I can only imagine, like they say, somebody out there has a worse story. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know who that person is. I know they're out there. So I try to, you know what I'm saying? I try to be as calm and collected and nice to everybody as I can be. You know what I'm saying? Of course, like you said, some people I have bad days. I'm human, just like everybody else. So some days, it's going to be those days. But I think the hardest part for me with this whole independent and where we're at right now is accepting the fact that very soon I also won't be able to go to Starbucks, or I won't be able to go grocery shopping, or I won't be able to go to the movies with my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, realistically, when you think about losing that privacy, it's a little scary for shit show. That it's not something that you're just like, oh, I can't wait to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, I'll take the money for it, but I mean, it's not something I'm used to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm glad that you brought up that, you have bad days, and 'cause I think life is chapters. If you were somebody, it doesn't mean you have to be that person forever.
Facts.
If you lose your innocence with something, or if you are if you are a dickhead, if you are being a dickhead, I'm sure there's a chapter in my life where I was a dickhead.
Facts.
Like, that's all right. You can pick yourself up, gather the pieces, and try to think differently, try to do differently. Because like right now, you have wisdom, you have pain, you have triumph underneath your belt, and that's made you who you are today. So I'm sure there's some 18-year-olds or 17-year-olds that are huge fans of your music, and they are a dickhead, and maybe they are like fucking shit up, and they hear you say that, and they go, how the fuck am I like him? You're just gonna have to go through it.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to go through the chapters.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna have to hate yourself. You're gonna have to love yourself, and then you have to do it all over again.
Yeah, 1,000%. I mean, at the end of the day, in order to be successful, any successful story, any famous person, anybody who's came from the bottom and made it to the top, they have some shit that hurt.
Yeah.
But they find a way to deal with it, and they find a way to move forward and be better. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny because in high school, a lot of high school age guys, when they go through that first breakup, instantly hit the gym, start that 9 to 5, whatever, maybe move jobs, get an upgrade, start working a little bit more. It's funny, that first breakup or that first like pain or that first that'll get you right.
That first reality check, really. That
reality check. That's
exactly what it is. Like that first time you realize, okay, so life ain't always gonna go according to plan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Up until this point, mom and dad been helping me and da. But now I'm starting to make my own mistakes, and I'm starting to deal with my own consequences. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I'm 30 now. The way I think now compared to 27-year-old me, 25-year-old me, like you said, each chapter, it changed me so drastically to the point where 18-year-old me would be like, how did we even get to where we're at?
Dude, I looked up a lot of big time rappers that blew up like late 20s, early 30s. There's a lot, most huge names in the rap game. Of course, you got your really youngins that blew up with the new wave and whatnot, kind of did what you're doing right now, but at an early age. There's a lot of like, so when you were 18 and you blew up like this, like you are now, would that have been bad or good?
That would have been horrible.
It would have been horrible, right?
That would have been horrible. I'm not gonna lie to you. That would have been the worst thing that could happen to me.
Would you say when you were 18, you were kind of wishing for the blow up though?
No, I didn't start music till I was 27.
You're 3 years in, bro? Yeah. Congratulations, dog. You're good, bro.
This shit crazy, right?
He started at 27.
Yeah, bro.
I got that.
Yeah, I was not. Once again, that's why I love Kuza. This is Kuza's everything. Kuza wanted this from the very beginning.
Yeah, he was making music.
He was loving it. You know what I'm saying? That I ended up here solely because I am hard-headed and I was trying to prove a point to Kuza. That's how I started rapping on everything I love.
Shout out Kuza, man.
Shout out Kuza,
made it
bro.
Happen.
We was kind of like how we talked about earlier, the podcast you was in the garage. We used to have smoke sessions in the garage. I would freestyle and just, we kick the shit and everybody be like, hey man, you should go to the studio and record this. And I was like, bro, I'm not finna waste my money and go to no studio, and I ain't no rapper, you know what I'm saying? But I used to, once again, I've always been huge on social media. So like I would see how people would do stuff and I'd be like, Kuza, you should do this and this and this. And he would always be like, man, I don't think that's gonna work. So eventually I got to the point where I was like, all right, if you're not gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And when I prove to you that this works, then you have to do it. He was like, all right, bro, we gonna see. Well, look where we are now. So that's all I gotta say.
So he saw what you were doing on socials with the music, and then he got on real quick.
Yep. Shout out to Drippy Zay. Drippy Zay got on TikTok and made a video to his song Toxic. And it blew up the same way Unpaid Debts did for me. 250,000 views first day.
Would you say is Big Kuza toxic? I know he's saying how there's his ex is toxic, but is he toxic?
Yeah, Big Kuza definitely toxic. Big Kuza definitely toxic.
So what are you?
I'm reformed.
He's like, I have toxic tendencies.
Oh, I'm nowhere near as toxic as I used to be. Not at all. Cause like how you had mentioned earlier about 18, for me, my epiphany in life happened when I was like 25. I was mid days. So when I was 25, I met my best friend now, Harry. Harry's an Indian guy. Came here from India when he was 12. Didn't know a lick of English. Ended up graduating high school and got accepted to Florida. right? He graduated in the same class as Tim Tebow. He will tell you that story a million times. But long story short, once I met Harry, he made me a believer. He opened the business eye. Because I've always, like, high school, I was always the popular kid. I played football, you know what I'm saying, dated the cheerleader. So, you know what I'm saying, coming out of high school, we all go, if you're popular, you go through that identity crisis when reality hits, because none of that high school shit matters in the real world at all. You know what I'm saying?
It's fun to remember, though, but there's no carryover.
It's no carryover at all, except for in the nightlife. So I was about 25 when I met Harry, and he owned a hookah lounge. And the hookah lounge by night was a club, but he couldn't really get it the nighttime going. So I ended up becoming a promoter for the nights there and helping get it.
And what year was this? What year was this, and at what university?
No, this had to be 2018, 2016, 2017, 2018, because COVID happened, and then so this was we had about a 5-year run. We had this might have been like 2014 to 2019 or something like that. But pretty much how it happened was we built the nights up there, like me, and then I put a team together, and we had DJs, and it got so big till we had the number one night spot in the city.
Damn.
Right? So with that, when you have the number one night spot in the city, that comes a lot of hometown fame, right? Because everybody wants to get into the hot spot, right? So at that point in time, that's how I know I wasn't ready yet, because all that shit went in my head. We're talking about just being the man in my city went straight to my head. I had no idea, but in those moments, looking back, I became something I never was before, because people had to come through me. People, you couldn't get in if you didn't talk to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you feel like you can't laugh no more.
Yeah.
You feel like you just gotta be the name. You know
feel what I'm saying?
Like, I can't be myself.
And I've always been a ladies' man, so I'm walking through there with my shirt off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really let it go to my head. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. I let it go to my head to the point where I was hurting people around me. You know what I'm saying? In I'm not realizing, but I'm so focused on being the man for the people who don't give a fuck about me. They only want to get into the hookah lounge and be a part of the in crowd, that I'm not worried about the people who actually care. You know what I'm saying? So I thank God so much that I went through that, because now that I'm here, it's like, all right, this might be on a bigger level, but it's the same concept.
Yeah.
It's the same concept. I don't let it get to me. I'm no better than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of one of those things that kind of had to happen.
Hometown fame is fun, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it is.
There's people who can relate. There's something different about hometown fame, and it's fun, man.
It is.
It's good. People dap you up all the time.
It's definitely a stroke to the ego.
Yeah,
that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm going there. Hey, you gonna be there tonight? Da da da. Yeah, man. Slide through. Hey, can I get on the VIP? You know what I'm saying?
With the Go Get the Gas clip, I remember I went up to this park, and I know a lot of people my age. I know the town a lot. Mm-hmm. The town knows me. But I walked up to a park, and I didn't know anybody who was at the park hooping and shit. And all of a sudden, everybody's like saying "Go Get the Gas" as I walk by, and I'm like, I pulled up alone to the park. I'm like dribbling my ball, like I'm about to play next. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, oh fuck, this is a real thing now.
This is a real moment. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody took a picture with me, and I'm like, first clip blew up. I'm like, I'm already getting pictures. I'm like, is this it? Like,
you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. So
hometown fame will get you in trouble too.
It will. It will. I was definitely a man whore. I was definitely having me a good time, not giving a damn about how nobody felt.
Yeah.
And all that shit has consequences that catch up with you eventually.
Yeah, there's only so many groups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can do in your hometown. Yeah. You run out of candidates.
Move on to the next university.
You feel me?
Yeah. That's funny, man.
Yeah.
Have you ever done a dating app or anything like that?
Nah, I'm a little too.
Just dating apps aren't. I mean, you have Instagram, and then you just have going out and meeting people.
Yeah.
Being on an app or a website that's specifically for meeting, it's like,
yeah, and especially now with like the social media notoriety, I'm good.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
like you're not gonna see Drake on Tinder.
Not at all. Nowhere.
Even if
near
he flies out to a new, like, he's gonna be on Instagram, hitting up a couple girls, but imagine swiping on Drake like that.
I'm a real big person on love who loves you. I'm not gonna chase. I'm not shooting my shot. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that guy. If the feels aren't organic, if it's not a mutual, you know what I'm saying, like thing, then I'm good. I'm straight.
Yeah.
It's a lot of I'm good on all that pain and hurt that comes from trying to make a shoe fit on a foot that it ain't made for. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, you keep dropping bombs so casually. Like love who loves you. A lot of people just love chase. There's some guys I know that just chase.
And they're living it. And it's like you're doing it to yourself.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy because it's like in this world, as a human, you want what you can't have. It's just natural. It's natural.
I feel like it's more masculine than anything. I feel like testosterone does that even more.
To a certain extent, I do. But then at the same time, you also have girls who get backstabbed by their best friend. They ain't got testosterone, ain't got nothing to do with that.
I mean, some of these girls got testosterone. I'll say some of these girls do have manly tendencies when it comes to relationships.
Someone was raised by their daddies.
Yeah.
But hey, listen. At the end of the day, man, I think it's just a human thing. Like I'm really big on humans aren't perfect, and we all have very similar failures.
Yeah.
Very similar shortcomings.
It's interesting when as babies we understand and we do laughter.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't got to teach a baby how to laugh. That's a human thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're supposed to laugh.
Yeah.
If we already know how to laugh and cry, that's just those emotions everybody has.
That's a good start.
And it's weird because people sit the same. Like we all are so similar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and also another human thing, people copy each other's posture on accident when talking to each other. So I don't know if you ever noticed, but like you'll cross your arms talking to somebody and you'll look over and him are both crossed too.
Hey, we got to match.
Or you're like this.
What are we talking about? We got to be on the same frequency all the way around.
Yeah, the same frequency. Yeah.
I'm big on vibrations.
How are you into psychedelics at all? Have you done psychedelics?
Oh yeah, I'm big on that too. Shrooms. Shrooms is where
shrooms are great. I won't do acid.
I've tried
it's bad for you.
I've tried it. I ain't never going back. The thing I don't like about acid is the takeoff isn't gradual.
You're just like instantly in
it's 3, 2, 1, blast off. Oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Now you're crying, you're happy, you're sad, you're mad. Last time I did LSD, I felt all 5 stages of emotions within like an hour.
Damn.
I said, yeah, this ain't, because I'm really big on, once again, being level head, I'm really big on keeping everything in check.
You want to be in control.
Yeah. So when a drug has me out here where I can't control how I'm feeling, it ain't for me.
Yeah.
It ain't for me.
But shrooms are that perfect kick where it's like you might be out of control, but it's the world around you and everybody together is keeping it in harmony. Mm-hmm. You're just here to witness.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and that's why I like the shrooms, because the shrooms are a really great way of bringing you back to where you need to be at.
Yeah. Like taking the ego and even the trauma away a little bit. Yeah.
The shrooms are really good with touching you back into nature.
Yeah.
You feel me? I feel like it brings you back into that vibration of reality. You know what I'm saying?
I threw a frisbee, tripping shrooms. Oh my God. Have you ever thrown a frisbee on shrooms?
Fuck no.
Oh, bro. I was like, I thought about gravity, and then I started looking at the trees, of course, like you always do. And then I just looked at the sky and just got lost. Like, gravity.
You feel me?
The hell's gravity?
You feel me? The shrooms gonna make it. The shrooms gonna have you thinking about some shit in a whole nother way. But I like that. I like as a creative, once again, I feel like things like that are necessary for the process, because once again, we're all human, so it's only so far that your mind can go without the assistance. You know what I'm saying? For me, like, I think I was reading the other day, like, some of your most creative thoughts come from that point between being awake and half asleep.
That's a natural high. That's a natural high zone when you're like, yeah, I get that.
And so for me, I love that. I like to be there purposely. The psychedelics mixed with the Mary Jane gets me where I like to be creatively. You know what I'm saying?
I think both at the same time, would you say?
Yeah.
Shrooms and weed at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
I think I made a mistake my first time doing shrooms because we did a heavy session and we got like, that type of high where you're not talking to nobody.
Yeah.
Like
you're
y'all gonna sit in the room quiet.
You're concentrating on coming down at this point. Yeah.
And you're thinking about breathing a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a tad bit. You're like, am I breathing loud? Like,
yeah.
I don't think so. But then we did the shrooms and it just wasn't a good time. It was a great time at first, but then it just wasn't a good time. I'm like, I got too high.
Yeah. And that's the first thing. First thing is too high for shit show. For shit show.
Yeah, but I feel like operating in that too high zone there's a point where you look at yourself and go, I got to control it.
Mm-hmm. And if you can get back to that point where you're back in control, you're winning.
Yeah. It's almost like a task.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, this high just went from fun to this is a task now.
To keep
I got to keep it cool.
Yeah. But if you can, like Kuza, oh my God, I can't thought. When Kuza taps into the perfect level of high in the studio, it's like watching Michael Jordan flu game. It's like witnessing greatness.
Yeah.
It's some of the craziest shit I've ever seen.
What's Big Kuza like not being high recording music? Has he ever done it?
I have no idea.
Like who's gonna hit the studio without?
I don't. When you said, I'm like, bro, Kuza's never hit the studio sober for me to even know that. I mean, realistically, he'll still be able to do what he does, but the studio is his natural environment. You can tell like some people are made for this, and he's that some people. Like I don't get me wrong, I feel I'm good at music, but I'm really good at business. I'm really good at marketing. I'm really good at that side of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I'm decent at music. I'm great at marketing.
Yeah.
Kuza is great at music, decent at marketing.
So it's the perfect perfect pair, especially with Fed Up being both of y'all's number one song. It's like y'all joined forces and really made a hit. Yeah. Like is that, I know streams are more important than radio nowadays, but that song is very radio too. Like I could see that playing on 94.1 and 95.3 maybe. But I could definitely see that being played.
See, but that goes back to what we were talking about earlier with the being independent, but then signing the deal. Now with the distribution deal, and we have the funds to make a radio push, or we have the resources to be able to go that route. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely would agree. I think Fed Up, I think a lot of me and Kuza's music is radio ready. And
going back to that Facebook audience, did we talk about that off camera? When we were talking about Facebook, was that off camera?
That was off camera.
Oh, okay. So let me jump y'all back into it real quick. So before we went on, we were talking about Facebook and how it's an older market, but like videos go crazy on there and fan bases are great and a lot of people are tapped in, a high engagement. Facebook's a perfect spot to build a fan base right now.
Facebook is the new TikTok. I'm telling y'all. If you're not on Facebook, get on Facebook now, like today.
And so with the getting on radio, I feel like if Fed Up was on radio, just to be honest, when we talk about demographics, let's get analytical. It's a lot of people probably 30, 40 plus who are still on radio because they're not using Spotify. I feel like that's a good audience to tap into. Yeah. Especially for a song like Fed Up, where it is a mature song and it is a storytelling song. And it's a lot of music nowadays, especially with hip hop, is, bro, it gets vulgar. At times it gets satanic. Like a lot of like really great artists really lean into the satanic side. Yeah. Which it's art.
Yeah, it
cool.
is.
It's art.
Yeah, it's their story. They're just telling it.
A lot of old heads a lot of old heads are very skeptical on it, and I completely understand. You know, religion is a topic that a lot of people can't agree on. But I'm able to tell them like, oh, this is for that added value, or this is their art. Yeah. But sometimes it does get a little odd.
It does. I mean, I was raised a Jehovah's Witness, so I went from one extreme to the other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I definitely understand from the perspective of a hardcore Christian. That's how my grandparents were. But on the other side of that, you know what I'm saying? Some people haven't had the best relationship in life and with God and with a lot of things. And you know what I'm saying? So am I saying they right for what they believe? Hey, it ain't on me to judge. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, once again, like you said, it's art. I respect it. Yeah. I don't got to listen to it. You don't got to get played in my headphones. You don't got to even touch my phone. But I respect it.
Yeah. And I mean, that's also why I said Fed Up's good for radio. Is it's not vulgar, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, are you what's the album you're dropping tonight?
Yeah, so tonight is the second. So I'm dropping an album called Broken Heart Surgery.
Broken Heart Surgery.
Broken Heart Surgery. But the way we took Broken Heart Surgery is we broke it up. I broke it up into 5 pieces, right? So once again, I grew up in an era of where music means something, where albums told the story, right? We live in a world now of singles. Singles run the world, right? But I come from a point in time where you got 1 or 2 singles, and then you had to tune in the album to understand where those singles fit into the story of the project.
Yeah.
So with Broken Heart Surgery, for me, is the ability to now, once again, take it back to my roots. Broken Heart Surgery is literally that. It's 5 EPs. EP number 1 is pre-op, like actual. We're going through the actual fixing of your heart. We go through pre-op, where we talk about how we got here. You know what I'm saying? What broke my heart? How much I hate my ex? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. And then tonight drops part 2, the operation. So now we're on the table and we're going through the hard part of fixing our heart. And what most people don't understand is you have to fix yourself. Right. So the operation is literally song number 1 of the operation is Fed Up. Finally fed up. Right. That's for the ladies. But if you listen to the messages, I'm done dealing with the shit I have because I deserve better. Right.
Right.
Song number 2 is self-improvement. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of understand, like, we're on the operation table, and these songs are about me doing the hard work to love myself better so that I can fix my heart, right? So then that's what drops tonight is the operation, and that's going to be post-op and the operation put together. It's about 10 songs. There's 5 songs on each EP. So then after the operation, we move on to post-op. Post-op, now the surgery's over. We're starting to love ourselves a little more. We're still a little uneasy, you know, about what we've been through. We're still healing from the trauma and the pain.
And you like learn from it.
Exactly.
Like
right?
now you walk with that. Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But just like any other recovery, sometimes you're going to take some steps back while you're trying to do better, right? So that's the post-op part of the album. And then you come to recovery and rehab. We made it through the heart surgery. We made it through the post-op. We've done the recovery process. We've done all the healing. Now we're to a place where we're happy again. You know what I'm saying?
That's
now
sick.
we're to a place where we love ourselves, but we're willing to also give love another chance because of that. And that's recovery and rehab. And then we go into the deluxe, which is the whole operation put back together.
That's sick, man. That's a good idea. That's a beautiful. You said it's a 5-piece EP, and then the deluxe comes out with everything on it.
Mm-hmm.
You did your thing. I think you should have the final song should just be Relapse. And then something happens.
Hey, listen, I didn't think of that, but that would have went crazy. Now we got to do heart surgery too. Come on back. But nah, man, I'm super excited about it for real though, because one, this podcast was the first time we were able to explain it. So I really like the ability to let the fans know it's not just some random songs put together to call it an album. Like, it's really a thought process. I've spent months in the studio, you know what I'm saying, with my engineer Shat D, making these songs and making sure it all makes sense and everything stays on subject, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really excited about this project.
Yeah, you're putting love into it, man.
Oh yeah, I'm putting this.
It's a lot of thought and love. A lot of people, like I said, a lot of people nowadays are really afraid away from the storytelling and the 5-piece EPs all coming back together for deluxe. People aren't doing that, bro.
Not at all.
You're putting the steps in.
But I think because people aren't doing it, it's going to be appreciated more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's good for you.
Yeah. I mean, it sets us apart from everybody else.
I feel like every advantage has a disadvantage, and every disadvantage has an advantage. Kind of goes back to what we were talking about, how everybody has good and bad in them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that. I'm 23, and honestly speaking with you, I definitely see and witness your wisdom and the path you've gone. And there's a lot of artists who are a lot younger who haven't been through much, and so they're just really rapping what they think about and what they're doing. Mm-hmm. But hearing your perspective, rapping what you're thinking about and doing, is a breath of fresh air. Mm-hmm. It's a breath of fresh air.
And like we always, man, our group 8K, we always talk about timeless records. That's my biggest motivator when it comes to when I'm in the studio, not feeling like I'm wasting my time. I'm in there to make music that 5, 6, 7 years from now, if it's your first time listening to it, don't matter because you're going through that now in your life.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I like to make music that helps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel like timeless music when, say you're having people over or you're at a house party and then half of the people leave or a big portion leaves and there's just a group left and somebody hops on aux, you always go straight for the oldie but goodie, you know, that we all know it.
That
we all know
Keisha Cole, that, you feel me?
Yeah.
It's a lot of, Keisha Cole really run the game when it comes to like them oldies. You know what I'm saying? You got Fantasia. You got a lot of timeless records come from people talking about their feelings or even their friendships. You know what I'm saying? What a lot of people don't understand is Lil Baby's freestyle, like that song he blew up off of, that was relatable because we all got a homeboy that, hey, that's my partner right there.
Yeah.
That's, you know what I'm saying? That's this my day one right here. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's it. Behind every big record, you're going to find some level of relatability.
Who do you want to give flowers to in the business right now? Is there somebody that is moving and you're just like really watching and studying them? Like you said, you're a research guy and you're like, damn, he's really doing great.
It's a couple people really. First you have to give Nick D from TikTok. The way he does what he does, I still don't understand it, but he does it so well. Like, to be independent and have millions of monthly listeners like he does. Shout out to him. I would have to say Rod Wave. Rod Wave specifically because Rod Wave is from Central Florida. He's from St. Pete area, right? So for like myself and a lot of us in Lakeland, we were listening and tuned in way before the rest of the world when it came to him, right?
Yep.
So like to watch him go from an artist who is dropping songs on World Star to sold out arenas to, you know, where right now I think his next show is at the amphitheater in October. I know plenty of people that bought those tickets, you know what I'm saying? So to watch him, really, we watched him grow, we watched him blow, we watched it happen. So for me, it was one of those, if he did it, I can do it.
Being at a stage like what you are right now, when you drive past an arena that people perform in, do you just get that feeling where you're like, you look at the building and you go, I'm gonna be back here?
I'm at that point in my career where I'm doing everything I can to bring that part into fruition.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring that into reality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you have the talent, so really it's just the consistency and work ethic. You have those things, and you know, luck is best when it's coupled with preparation. And you just got to wait for some of the luck to come in like it has.
I mean, me personally, I don't really believe in luck. I don't believe in luck. I believe in manifesting. Like, I believe that if you're working your ass off, you're staying consistent, you're being a good person, that sometimes life is going to give you the shortcuts necessary to get you where you need to go. But only if those other things are true. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the universe aligns with you. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing the work necessary for that to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. When I think of luck now, I don't think of the way I thought of it before. Like, luck is more so like it was going to happen. You just had to put the footwork in.
Yes.
But also that little extra undecided part has to be there still. Where it's like, okay, when is the luck?
Yeah.
I'm still doing it. When is the luck? Okay, it's here. Like selling out like Madison Square Garden. I'm gonna be honest, there's so much work that goes into that, and so many flowers to anybody who's performed there is probably bigger than life. But there's luck within that. Between the lines, there's a lot of like, on this night you could have been here, or on that night you could have been there, but you weren't. You met this guy. You met 92, and y'all did a feature, and then he pitched you on, and 2028. He liked you at the bar. Yeah. Whatever it is.
Yeah. But I feel like you get put in those situations where that happens because you're on the right path.
True.
You know what I'm saying? That I honestly believe that. I feel like even when it comes to like social media, some of our videos that go crazy is like, I'm like, oh, well, you lucky that one got 5 million. I wouldn't really call it luck because that was like video number 345.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's more good fortune because I've tallied up so much good.
Good fortune. Yeah, that's how, when I say luck, I guess I'm actually meaning good fortune. I agree with you. Good fortune comes to those who, luck comes to you when you're doing that shit.
Exactly. And I think we call it luck because you don't realize growing up that you're doing the things you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, right? Like for example, like you have those kids in high school who are right, they're playing football or they're giving it all they got, and then somebody be like, oh, you were lucky to get a scholarship. Was he lucky to get a scholarship, or
bro
was
ate
he
6 eggs every morning, bro?
You get what I'm saying? But when you're in school, you're not putting the 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
You're not putting the work with the outcome.
Yeah, I feel like if you call anything luck, it's probably because you're jealous.
Yeah.
I feel like if somebody else is calling something luck, it's like...
they're either jealous or they can't comprehend it.
True.
They can't comprehend the possibility.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a scary way to look at life. I've always been a happy-go-lucky guy.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, tell me I can't do something, I'm going to research, I'm going to see what I need to do it, and I'm going to actually do it because I understand it's going to take these things. You tell me I'm not going to make a shot, I'm going to make it.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to at least believe in myself that I'm going to make it, and if I miss it, damn.
Yeah.
You got to believe in you. You got to really pump your shit. You got to really fucking believe in yourself.
You got to be your biggest fan.
Yeah.
You have to be a fan of yourself before anybody else can be a fan of you.
So are you a fan of your music?
1000%.
Yeah. Do you ever hear an old song that you made
and cringe?
Well, not even cringe, but I will say you've heard it so many fucking times where you're like maybe you probably heard Fed Up a lot. When you hear Fed Up sometimes, are you kind of you're editing and you're like, oh, I just kind of want to listen to silence.
For us as content creators, hell yeah, because people got to understand especially for us, when we're editing a video, it's playing over and over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this shit is annoying.
Are you ever next to somebody while you're editing and they're like, why are you listening to the same part over and over again?
We had that problem a couple years ago. I mean, most people understand.
Now they get it.
Yeah, they get it because we've been doing it for so long. But at first you feel like they wouldn't even say nothing. I would just feel the need to explain myself.
You'll turn it down a little bit.
I'm working on TikTok, bro. My bad. That's why I keep, you know what I'm saying? It makes you self-conscious. But that comes around to the biggest thing I would tell anybody who wants to be a podcaster or a musician is 90% of the world doesn't care about you or what you're doing.
Yeah.
So if you can get that in your head, you can do anything.
True. You
feel like everybody cares and everybody's watching you and they don't give a damn. Mm-hmm. They don't. You have to make them care.
I'm waiting for that to hit me for at least in public situations. Because I'm kind of an introvert out in public. Put me in the right circumstance, I'm gonna be extra. I'm gonna be loud and be fun. But a lot of times, I can talk to somebody, but I'm usually just gonna be super nice. I'm not gonna really crack jokes or play a little innocent prank on somebody.
Get a feel for them.
Yeah.
Got to.
I'm waiting to, because I feel like young adults are a little held back, but then you get to that age where you start I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Did you ever hit an age where you started to not give a fuck, or did you already not give a fuck?
Nah, I definitely hit an age where I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I feel up to 27, really. I've up to 27, I really gave a damn what people thought about me.
Yeah.
It really would be like, okay, well, I'm doing this because of this reaction, or I'm doing this so this I feel like once you get to a certain point in life when you go through certain shit, you realize people don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They only care. They're not saying like the world is cold or nothing. It's just people have so much of their own shit to deal with. Mm-hmm. They don't really give a fuck what you got going on. You get what I'm saying? So realizing that for me was great. You know what I'm saying? Because if I feel like you take off all the chains of society, of having to fit in and having to do it this way and having to, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I feel like why my career took off is because I accepted myself for who I was way before anybody else, before I gave anybody else the chance to decide if they cared. I loved me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I'm kind of glad I started this podcast when I started it, because before this, I always liked making videos. I did have that hometown fame where like Brant dropped this video. It was like an edit of us on the lake, or like I was in the high school doing this prank on somebody, or I did a fake robbery prank on my mom. I'm not gonna lie. That was like everybody in the city watched it, right?
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
Oh, bro, that video was fucking funny. But it was just hometown. Where was I going with that? What'd you say right before that? I was gonna connect it back to that.
Not caring what people think.
Yeah. So I don't remember. Dude, but hey, this is my second episode that I did while under the influence.
Okay,
I did a 420 episode. I'm not gonna lie, when I hit that, I took one hit. And I was like, shit, is that gonna fuck me up?
Listen, bro.
I was like, I haven't forgot anything, and now we're at the end of the podcast, and of course I forget some shit.
Listen, I smoke rapper weed, so we smoke the strongest there is.
Nice.
So I don't blame you.
Okay, yeah,
we're used to operating like this.
Yeah. No, I'm a lightweight now. I used to when I first moved, so I moved away from Claremont to UF when I first graduated high school. And I started school out there. I was working as a busser, barely making rent money, you know what I'm saying? And I was only out there for a year lease, so eventually I'm gonna come back. I don't remember where I was going with that either.
Well, listen, before
I'm a podcast host, man.
Before we forget everything,
What do you?
I do want to say this though. This is to all my influencers. It don't matter what you do, podcast or not. Make sure you're posting on all 4 platforms. I would say that is huge. That is huge right now. A lot of people like to get caught up on TikTok, or they want to get caught up on just Instagram, or whatever's your favorite. For us right now, a reason why Fed Up has 8 billion going on 10 million streams on just Spotify. Fed Up has 17 million total streams. But that didn't just come from going viral on one platform, right? It went viral on TikTok. It went viral on Instagram. It went viral on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? It went viral on YouTube. I have been posting on all 4 platforms, every single video I do for the last, year and a half? And that's when the issue with turning followers into money stopped. That I no longer had that problem. Because now the audience is so big. I have 1 million followers on TikTok, but then I have 500,000 followers on Facebook. I have 250,000 followers on Instagram. I have another 60,000 on YouTube. So in total, we have almost 2 million followers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because of that, that's what I would tell people is now I'm stepping outside the algorithm. The algorithm, it helps me, but it no longer controls me, because if I put a video on TikTok and it gets 20,000 views, and I put a video on Facebook and it gets 20,000 views, and I put the same video on Instagram and it gets 20,000 views, that's 60,000 views. I don't have to just get 6,000 views from TikTok.
You're multiplying, because the algorithm pushes a good video. And at this point, you're just literally multiplying by 4 if you're on all 4.
Exactly. So, and the biggest thing is, whether it's a podcast or it's a song, do it over and over again. You want to treat your Instagram page as if it was a TV channel. Yeah. You want to treat daily entertainment, daily this is what I'm doing, but daily this is my music. Even past that, like how with the go get the gas, you really want to lock in on what works, because once again, I don't just study social media, I study everything. If you look at a Progressive commercial, once they figured out that flow worked, flow didn't go nowhere. Yeah, they love flow. Right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with McDonald's. Once they realized the ba-da-dun-dun-dun every time. Yeah. Once you find something that works in social media, as annoying as it may be to you to, oh man, I'm doing this over and over again, they're gonna get tired of me. No, they're not. I'm not tired of McDonald's. I'm not tired of, I done seen countless FedEx commercials. I've seen countless Verizon commercials. I don't see any of those things and be like, oh my God, I hate this shit. Right. So you have to realize there's going to be the same thing with what you do and how you do it. Yeah. Treat yourself as if you were a commercial. Commercials have this weird thing where they have like a jingle or brands have a jingle where it's not like a whole song, but it's a sound. Like ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Or State Farm has the whistle, right? Yes. I can't whistle, but you don't even look at the screen and you're in the kitchen and then you hear that sound and you're like, State Farm. Yeah.
or you start making that sound the rest of the day.
Yeah.
People are controlled by sounds.
Yes.
Like even with podcast clips, when we add SFX sound effects, the view duration is locked in. Okay, when we said cat, there was a meow in the background. It very Mr. Beast. Like Mr. Beast videos, a swipe comes through and an explosion happens in the background and an extra sound effect. It's
all that stuff matters. Down to those small details matters every time. Watch time, that's a big thing. People don't understand now. Like a lot of people as a content creator, you feel like, oh, they want to see the whole video. But realistically, if you can put your pride to the side and just give the people what they want, a lot of people will go viral more often.
Yeah. Whenever I of course used to edit all of my podcast clips, but I've been grateful enough to meet a guy who actually does better than me, which is surprising because I'm an editor. Like I can make shit work. I can make shit good. He sent me some work. The first video he gave me fucking popped on platforms. I'm like, this is your first podcast clip, and you just went viral on like TikTok and Instagram. And I forgot what I was talking about. I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you.
Oh man, listen, I felt bad. Oh snap!
No, I actually wasn't. Yeah, no, I actually wasn't fucking with you. I forgot.
Oh well, listen, bro. If you ever in town, y'all know where to get the good drugs from because it works.
Yeah, he's got that good stuff.
This is a testimonial. This is not a paid advertisement. This is true reactions. This is real.
Yeah,
life.
man. Actually, it's only happened like once a podcast before, but it happened 3 times on this one. Yeah, whatever you had was pretty insane. I kind of like slightly remember what I was talking about, but I can't remember why, like where I was going with it. Like it had a real good purpose.
You were talking about the editor that was better than you in his first edit pop, but you just don't know.
And that's all the shit I remember that. I remember that. I don't remember the next.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what you made me think of is I tell people too, a team is really important.
Yeah.
If you wanna scale, like you can grow without a team, you can get followers and all that, but a team, if you want to scale up and be to the point where you have real influence, you need a team behind you.
Yeah.
An analogy I heard was working by yourself is like having a grape, right? That's your grape. You get the one grape. But if you want to have a team, you and the team y'all can have a watermelon.
Sick.
You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you have the one grape, and the one grape's going to get the job done for you. But I guarantee you, no matter how you slice that piece of watermelon, it's going to be bigger.
That's multiple servings, man.
It's bigger than that grape.
Yeah, you can feed the family with the watermelon.
So even if you're splitting this watermelon between 4 people, it's still way more than that one grape. Yes, I'm not keeping the whole watermelon to myself.
Right.
But I'm fine with that for it to have a bigger piece of what's going on.
There was this YouTuber, Dream, who made a lot of money. And when he when he got his really big paycheck, because he started getting a lot of views on YouTube. He's a creator. He got a huge paycheck and he just gave 10 grand to all his family. He's like, listen, I'm never going to want anything from you guys. But he just gave 10 grand to each person, which isn't an insane, boastful amount of money. But from a mid-class family to anywhere below mid-class, 10 grand can change really the trajectory of your life.
Yeah, of your whole year. For sure. For sure.
Bro, there was this thing going around. For tax purposes, none of this actually happened. If somehow this bites my ass. There was a thing during quarantine called the Paycheck Protection Program thing. And the government was just loaning small businesses $20,000 for just quarantine in general, like a stimulus check for a small company.
Going. Yeah.
And I was just thinking to myself, a lot of small companies, that probably really kept them alive. As many people who probably hacked into it and okay, I got a small company, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna use it independently. Not saying I did that or know anybody who did that. Don't ask too many questions to anybody. But there's probably a lot of small businesses, even an artist that's at the size you're at right now, where quarantine hits. I guess that would even just double your music though. People are listening to music during quarantine.
Yeah, it definitely helped out. But even during that time, for me, that's when I got my first deal. So my first deal was a BeatBread deal. BeatBread is like a independent funder. So if you want to get advanced funding for your music, but without selling your masters, you can go through BeatBread and you can sell them your current catalog. And based on how well it's performing, they'll make you a cash offer.
Cool.
So I did a deal with them back then for like 20,000. And that definitely helped us out a lot. And then the first person that really helped us out was Pito. Pito is a very business savvy, right? Kid's only like 21, right? He young, but his business mind is like next level. So like, they had approved him for like just a standard loan for like 20K, and this was like right before COVID happened. They approved him for a standard loan, because he was going to use it for a car, but then he got approved for the car without the loan. So he was just like, well,
now I got yeah,
exactly right. So this kid goes and was like, I'm gonna go buy a camera.
Sick. And now look where it's brought him.
You feel what I'm saying?
One
so
cam.
we take the camera he get, we got the lens the girl put us on, and because of those investments, even back then that camera, it was the A6600. This bad boy right here, like this camera right here it's not even a full frame. This is what you call an APS-C, and that camera changed our whole lives. Just because he was willing to invest and put money and actually go, you know what I'm saying, and get it.
So at this point, for all of you, is that kind of like a novelty piece almost?
Oh yeah, this one is never going anywhere. Like we've upgraded. This is an A6600. I know they just dropped the A6700, which is crazy. But this right here is maybe like a $1,200 camera now, probably $1,500 back then, but it was more than enough, you know what I'm saying, to get the job done. Even back then, we didn't even know how to color grade. We thought
so y'all were just shooting in RAW or something.
We just shooting in RAW, posting it, and we're still going viral. Like looking back at it now, it's actually insane because half of it don't look good.
There's a videographer I work with, and he sent me the files because I wanted to edit my own stuff, but he recorded it.
Mm-hmm.
And he shot in RAW, and he has a Blackmagic, which is a cinema camera.
Mm-hmm.
And I posted it without color grading it. And I got a message from him. He's like, what the fuck? And I was like, you don't like the video? It was a dope video. I spent a lot of time on it. It was this cool little edit, whatever, for the personal Instagram. Like, this is kind of me. Like, I'm not going to lie. I had like a bumping song behind. But he's like, what the fuck? Don't ever post videos I shoot without color grading.
Oh yeah, we do that like, now all the time. If we shoot something for one of our artists on the label and they don't color grade, it's like, hey, you need to pull that down. That's not that. You're not making us look good. That doesn't look 8K at all. You're giving real 2K right now. But yeah, that color grade makes a huge difference. So like, once again, we've learned so much from like, if we watch the very first clip of TikTok to where we're at now, it's like night and day.
Do y'all stick with the same sort of color grade to make your make it memorable?
I mean, we've kind of just gotten to that point where we've learned how to standard color grade. We haven't really created that signature LUT yet to where it's like, okay, this is our style. But right now it's kind of like that. People like that realistic, that this is how it looks in my eyes see the colors right now. So for us, we really win with that.
Dope, man. Well, so what date is this? Is the pre-op?
Yeah,
dropping.
So the operation drops.
Oh, sorry, pre-op.
Yeah, pre-op's already been out. Yeah. So,
operation. How much time in between pre-op to operation?
Because of the label situation, we end up pushing it. We're about 3 months behind schedule. It was supposed to be every month was a new EP.
Okay.
But whenever you sign to a label, especially a distribution deal, you have to transfer your music from one distribution to another one.
Okay.
So in going through that process took us quite a while. But now it's done. We're able to get back on track. So the operation will be dropping tonight at midnight.
July 13th.
Yep.
Okay. And if you're watching this the first day we drop, it's July 21st, so it's already out, and I'll put the link to that and all the other socials directly in the description. But would you say this is your favorite project yet?
The deluxe, when everything's together. Yeah, it's definitely this is technically my third album independently. But this has the most growth. Like my music now, the sound, the subject matter, the flows, everything is at the best level I've ever been. Yeah,
it is. Congrats, bro.
Appreciate it.
Just to be honest, before I had you on, I showed my mom your music and she was fucking with it, man. She was like, he's really good.
That's what
crazy,
she said. Bro, because I feel like me and Kuza have that music that blends between generations.
Yeah,
Like,
I would agree.
we're older, so of course we have a lot to talk about, but we're not at that old head point where we're like, oh, we don't want to do it that way. Da, da, da. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're still connected to the younger generation through social media. So it helps us relate on both ends. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know, that once again, we have the Prodigies, but we can still make the Toxics.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We can still make those songs. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day,
you guys seem very young with how savvy and how good you are with the content.
mm-hmm.
Because I feel like a lot of like rappers who are a little bit older right now probably just stay true to only the music. They're like, they might sign this or sign that, or they might perform or even hand out. People are handing out,
Yeah. But once again, that's a shout out. That's a shout out to my young ones. There's Pito, Drippy Zay.
They pitch you. They
Sean. They keep us young. Really, it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
They keep us tuned in to what's going on, the lingo. You know what I'm saying? Just once again, it's about your circle. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? In my age, don't really matter in the circle if your priority's straight.
Right. You got to learn from each other.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. Like, yeah, I'm 30, but that in no way, shape, or forms don't mean I can't learn nothing from Pito.
Yeah.
You know
I mean, people might think or call this shit weird, but when you're like 14, 15, even 16, and you're hanging out with a couple, like, even sometimes you hang out with like 30-year-olds. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they're the best friend. They're the best thing that ever happened to you when they talk to you. Maybe y'all live in the same neighborhood and y'all really are just cool like that. They know your parents. Like,
I feel like, especially as like a young man, man to man, woman to woman, like a young woman with an adult woman around that age, it's a great time for both sides to learn.
Yeah.
Because when you're that young, you have a perspective that you have lost as an adult. You get what I'm saying? So they help you kind of, I remember when I felt invincible. I remember when I thought I could, you know what I'm saying, when I had that innocence. And then on the other end of that, for the younger generation, it's like you get to hear, okay, yeah, I feel like, I can do anything, but this adult's able to tell me a couple different stories of what they've been through that I might not want to go that route. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I feel like that's just how the generation should work. I feel like it's not as much as it used to be, respect your elders. You know what I'm saying? When we were growing up, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Like, I feel like
a random stranger could slap the fuck out of you.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like we took it a little too far back then. But I think now that a lot of what this generation missing is communication. I feel like old heads become old heads and start kind of demeaning the younger generation, and the younger generation hates the older generation for not being understanding. I feel like that happens every time because the communication barrier breaks somewhere. You get what I'm saying? And I'm lucky enough at my age that community that it never broke, because I feel I'm open-minded. I'm willing to listen to, okay, Peter, what do you think about this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not on some, I know it all, I'm older than you. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to learn from any and everybody about everything. I think, I want to say it was on Mike Tyson's podcast. It was on somebody's podcast where they said something that stuck with me like for life. It was like, I might know something, but whenever somebody's talking to me about something I know, I pretend as if I don't know anything at all.
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
And it helps, it takes out the ego of it.
Yeah.
Because now I might know it how I know it, but being able to shut my brain off, like, okay, tell me from your perspective. I've learned a lot from people with that mentality. You get what I'm saying?
When somebody messes up a word or something, or messes up, and somebody's super quick to correct them. Mm-hmm. And like, if I ever have to correct somebody, I'm usually I walk around, it's like, yeah, I used to not know that, but like, I actually found out it's this. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not the type of guy. I think it's weird when somebody's able to be like, you're wrong, it's this. Like, I can't do that. I gotta check my ego. Like, I gotta like be super nice about it.
Because it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. But like, I mean, we do that type of shit all the time. But the way we'll correct it, we'll kind of just like throw it out there and out of nowhere, kind of like, you like laugh it off. You feel what I'm saying? Be like, damn, somebody did that the other day too. I can't remember what word it was too, but it was hilarious. What they read something and they read it completely wrong.
That's always the funny, especially
me. What was it?
That's super funny unless it's in the classroom.
Yeah.
If it's in the classroom, it's like, shit.
Now you're turning
somebody
red.
Give me help.
Yeah. Now you're turning red. Everybody looking at you. You're getting a little sweaty, a little clammy.
Hell no. Reading in front of the class, I'm a good reader. Like, I can read anything. But if I get randomly picked.
That pressure. Listen, I'm the same way. Like if a person was like, sing your favorite song right now, I'd be like, you feel what I'm saying? Just it's how it be sometimes. It's definitely how it be sometimes.
I hate when people ask me what my favorite movie is or my favorite song is. It's like there's no way I can. How do I say one? I'm like
a favorite song is definitely when somebody asks me, it's got to be at the moment thing. Because I feel like my favorite song has changed. It changes with my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You got a favorite song right now, though?
Yeah. Shout out to D Baby, man. That never gonna end. That's that gas. That and that anymore, man. Shout out to D Baby, man. I got to make a song with you, boy. But yeah, D Baby got some hits. But it's this kid called, I think, Tokyo Revenge.
Oh yeah, I know
He got this song called Ghost Rider.
Oh, you love it?
I'm addicted to that song.
Oh, but I gotta give it a listen.
I love it because it's a perfect mesh between rock and rap.
Hell yeah.
What he's talking about is definitely the lyrics are in the rap lane, but the cadences and the vocals and everything else in that song is 100% rock.
I love that. I love how even country music, a lot of hip hop artists are like collabing with country artists.
I love it.
And I'm not gonna lie, it's a really good mix, bro. It's because
I feel like they once Nelly and Tim McGraw made it over and over again. I just don't understand why people didn't
catch on.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But it takes Little Nas with Old Town Road to be like, oh, this is a thing. Yeah, sure, it's a thing.
Well, 92Legend, everybody. Thanks for joining the slap this week. Forgot what I was talking about. I'm just kidding. Subscribe, like, stream. Follow him on all socials. If you haven't heard his music, go listen to it right now. Operations is already out. Go stream it. I love all of you. It was nice meeting you, by the way.
Hey, appreciate it, bro. Nice meeting you too, man. Yes, I can't wait to come back.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
For sure.
Peace.